Hello, my name is Ian Judkins, and today I'll be explaining my personal strengths and weaknesses on 10 dispositions and how they affect my teaching. Moving on to the first section, I'll be discussing a few dispositions I believe I exceed in and how they benefit me as a future educator. The first disposition in the list of 10 that I believe that I present effectively is compassion. I find myself to be an extremely compassionate and understanding person with the ability to hold a meaningful conversation with my students. Holding these conversations, as well as caring for my students and their possible concerns, in my opinion, is the most essential part of teaching. Without having this ability, I think that caring for my students, as well as being a trusted role for them to come to talk to, becomes increasingly difficult. Another example of why being compassionate with your students is beneficial is that when in a classroom setting, being a friendly and caring teacher will boost the morale of the classroom and give the students a higher chance of listening when you teach. The next disposition I'll be talking about is honesty. I'm a very transparent person, as well as seeing myself as someone who will never tell a lie. This is not only helpful to make students comfortable in listening to me, but it will gain their trust when I am professionally expressing myself in my class. Being open and honest with your students gains their trust, as I said prior, and I believe that this will encourage that students will come to me and tell me when they have something important to talk about. The final disposition that I'll mention is advocacy. I trust that when I am put in a real-world situation, I'll be able to exceed in vouching for students, as well as being an active voice for those who are afraid to be heard. I will give the students the ability to come to me with anything and have them trust that I will put a real effort into satisfying them and their issues. If I don't believe that I can do this, I'll ask their permission to go to another staff member who may be more skilled in the field we're working on. Next, I'll be explaining the dispositions that I may struggle and need some work in. The first in this category that I would like to mention is high expectations. I don't believe that I necessarily struggle in this topic, but I haven't had the opportunity to really express myself to prove that I am proficient in it. I'll make an effort through my daily life to set high expectations for myself to be able to translate it to others with more ease. Creating goals for my students will be difficult if I can't even do it for myself. Creating a planner and schedule in my own daily life will benefit me here greatly. Another disposition that I may struggle in or need to put effort in between becoming a first-year teacher is professional conduct. Although I truly believe that I am very good at showing integrity due to the military, I want real-world experience before I can comfortably say that I show personal conduct. This is important in the teaching world because if the teacher isn't being professional, not only would their job be in danger, but also the minds that they're shaping. The final disposition that I'll be talking about today is dedication. I am dedicated in many factors in my life, but I have never dedicated myself to another person, let alone a whole room full of people. In time, I'll learn how to effectively do this, and I'll apply it to myself and my students. To make an effort on working towards being more dedicated, I'll apply it to my daily life as well as my work. Dedicating my whole time towards things that may need it. I believe a couple qualities that a professional educator must display are respect for the diversity of others as well as fairness. When I think of a good and professional teacher, I think of the equality the teacher must show with every single student. Giving the same opportunities to all students is the only way for students to feel equal, as well as everyone having the same chance to succeed.